Prefixes, medical words are often put together, cobbled from two or more building blocks. Among these building blocks are the prefixes. Examples of prefixes used in medicine include a prefix much employed in the health sciences indicating not, without, less as, for example, in alexia, not read, aphasia, not eat, aphonia, not voice, voiceless. The a usually becomes an before a vowel as, for example, in anemia, without blood, anoxia, no ear, anoxia, no oxygen. The prefix a comes from the Greek meaning not. Ab, prefix from the Latin meaning from, away from, off as in abduction, movement of a limb away from the midline of the body, ablate, carry or cut away, abnormal, away from normal, absorb, to suck away. Abs in the plural is slang for the abdominal muscles. Ad, Latin prefix meaning toward and in the direction of, among other things, as, for example, in adduction, movement of a limb toward the midline of the body, adrenal, toward the kidney. Alb, prefix from the Latin root for the color white, albus. As in albino and albinism. The term albino was first applied by the Portuguese to white people they encountered in West Africa. Those white people probably had partial or complete albinism, an inherited lack of pigment in the skin, hair, and eyes. Kalpo, a combining form usually used as a prefix from the Greek kalpo meaning a fold, cleft, or hollow, often in reference to the vagina. Words incorporating kalpo include colposcopy, examination of the vagina and cervix with a colposcope, and colpotomy, incision of the vagina. Dextro, from the Latin dexter meaning on the right side. For example, a molecule that shows dextrorotation is turning or twisting to the right. The opposition of dextro is levo, from the Latin laevus meaning on the left side, so the opposite of dextrorotation is levorotation. Dia, prefix taken straight from the Greek meaning through, throughout, completely as in diagnosis and dialysis. Entero, combining form pointing to the intestine, the gut. Entero, comes from the Greek word enteron for intestine, related to the Greek enteros meaning within. What went into the intestine was within the body. Hetero, combining form from the Greek heteros meaning different. The opposite is homo, which comes from the Greek homos meaning same. For example, heterogeneous and homogeneous, heterosexual and homosexual, etc. Homo, combining form from the Greek homos meaning same. The opposite is hetero, from the Greek heteros meaning different. For example, there is heterogeneous and homogeneous, heterosexual and homosexual, etc. Hyper, means high, beyond, excessive, above normal. For example, hypercalcemia is high calcium in the blood and hypersensitivity is oversensitivity. The opposite of hyper, is hypo. Hypo, prefix meaning low, under, beneath, down, below normal. For example, hypocalcemia is low calcium in the blood and hyposensitivity is undersensitivity. The opposite of hypo, is hyper. Iatro, prefix relating to a physician or medicine. From the Greek word iatros meaning physician, healer. As in iatrogenic, generated by physicians, due to the activity of doctors. Kerато, is a confusing since it can refer to the cornea, as in keratitis and keratocornea, or to horny tissue, as in keratin and keratosis. Leuco, prefix meaning white from the Greek leukos, white. As in leukocyte, a white cell, in the blood. Leuco, and leuco, are the same prefix, just different spellings. A leukocyte equal a leukocyte. And leukemia equal leukemia, a malignant disease of the white blood cells. Levo, from the Latin laevus meaning on the left side. For example, a molecule that shows levorotation is turning or twisting to the left. The opposition of levo, is dextro, from the Latin dexter meaning on the right side, so the opposite of levorotation is dextrorotation. Litho, prefix meaning stone. A lithotomy is an operation to remove a stone. Lithotripsy involves crushing a stone. The stone may be in the gallbladder or in the urinary tract. Macro, from the Greek makros meaning large or long. Terms with macro include macrocyte, large cell, macroglossia, large tongue, macroscopic, visible with the naked eye, and macrosomia, big body. The opposite of macro is micro. Mega, from the Greek megas, great or big, and means abnormally large. Megalocephaly is too large a head. Megacardia is too large a heart. Megacolon is too large a colon. Melon, prefix meaning dark or black. It comes from the Greek melos, black. Examples of terms containing melon include melanin, dark pigment, melanocytes, cells that make melanin, and melanoma, a tumor arising in melanocytes. Micro, from the Greek mikros meaning small. Examples of terms involving micro include microcephaly, small head, micropenis, microphallus, microscope, etc. The opposite of micro is of macro. Neo, new. From the Greek neos, new, young, fresh, recent. Examples of terms starting with neo include neonatal and neonate, newborn, neoplasia and neoplasm, new growth equal tumor, etc. Oligo means just a few, scanty. From the Greek oligos, that likewise means few, scanty. Appears in oligodactyly, few fingers, oligohydramnios, too little amniotic fluid, and oligospermia, too few sperm. Onycho, having to do with the nails. Medical terms involving onycho include onychodystrophy, abnormal growth and development of nails, onychomycosis, fungal infection of the nails, and onychosteodysplasia, malformation of bones and nails. Osteo, combining form meaning bone. From the Greek osteon, bone. Appears in osteoarthritis, osteogenesis, building of bone, osteomyelitis, inflammation of bone and marrow, osteopetrosis, stone-like bone, osteoporosis, osteosarcoma, etc. Oto, combining form meaning ear. From the Greek otos, pertaining to the ear. Appears for example in otitis, inflammation of the ear, otolaryngologist, an ant doctor, otoscope, a device for looking in the ear, etc. Patho, derived from the Greek pathos meaning suffering or disease. Patho, serves as a prefix for many terms including pathogen, disease agent, pathogenesis, development of disease, pathology, study of disease, etc. The corresponding suffix is pathy. Phlebo, means vein. From the Greek phleps, vein, which came from the root phlen, to gush or overflow. Appears in phlebitis, inflammation of the veins, phlebotomist, a person who draws blood from veins, and phlebotomy, a venipuncture. Pneumo, combining form pertaining to breathing, respiration, the lungs, pneumonia, or air. Pneumo, is derived from